Well, a low cash rate is hitting retirement investors hard. A new report from Canstar reveals that term deposits are returning less than 1% after inflation. So, should retirees consider moving some of their investments into account-based pensions to maximise their returns? Well, for more, I'm joined by Steve Mickenbecker, Head of Research at Canstar. Steve, great to have you on board.
Pleasure, James.
Look, term deposits, maybe not for everybody looking at that.
Well, yeah, look, I would never say don't go into term deposits. It's a good investment, it's a good part of your mix. But at the moment, the average 12-month TD is returning 3.8%. Inflation's running at 2.4%, so we've got a pretty skinny margin. It's only a 1.4% margin. Now, if you're on a 34% tax rate, including the Medicare levy, then you're almost covering inflation. If you're on a 38.5%, you're not quite. And if you're on 46.5%, you're down a whopping 0.7% a year. So even if you reinvest all of the earnings from the term deposit, you are not maintaining the real value of that deposit. So you've got a problem.
And look, essentially this is a result of what's been a falling cash rate, with many speculating that we're going to see it continue to go down.
Yeah, well, that's the thinking is that maybe we're looking at another 25 points in the next few months sometime, and so that's going to go down commensurately. So yeah, you'll see more of that, which means that margin gets skinnier and skinnier. Now, the things you can do about it, you can get better than the average, 3.8%. So look around. I mean, look at our website and look at the term deposits there. There are some great deals available where you can actually significantly increase that. But if you're a retiree, look at your mix of investments. You do need some growth investments in there. So, risk averse though we may be, don't die the death of 1,000 cuts with just TDs. Third thing though, if you're retiring, maybe you should be staying in the superannuation scheme, the overall superannuation structure. Move into an account-based pension and cut out the tax. When you're over 60, tax becomes zero and you fix that problem for yourself.
I wanted to touch on that. Account-based pensions, look, what are they?
Yeah, look, the account-based pensions are a mechanism set up, a tax-effective mechanism set up to roll over your superannuation. So when you retire, you, instead of pulling the money out and sticking it in the bank or into direct investments, you roll it over into an account-based pension. Gives you control over a number of choices of investment, plus control over the capital. I'll pull out a regular income stream, or I'll take some lump sums every now and then. Gives you a lot of control over it. Now, that control also means that you can run out of capital, so you've got to watch that. Now, the real tax benefit, though, if you think of a scenario with, say, a $600,000 term deposit within or outside the account-based pension, over 10 years, that tax benefit can mean $76,000. That's at 34%. At 46%, it's a lot more. And when rates eventually do move up, it's a lot more again.
Is there a lot for people to be looking at? Is there, I suppose, a lot that should be looking for and to judge which is best for them?
There's a lot you should be looking at, exactly. We look at 79 different funds and 90 different features of the funds. So 90 things to look at is a lot. Now, you've got to look at clearly the price you pay. Do not pay too much for what you're getting, because that is a guaranteed way to erode your pension. But then also look at the features you're getting. What level of access to advice have I got? Because if you think you're an expert on superannuation, I'll bet you're not, unless you're a superannuation accountant or an advisor. Look at the way you interact with your fund. If you want to interact online, make sure you get the reports you want online. You'll be able to change your options online, change your investment choices online, all that style of thing. Look at your choice of investment. There's a massive difference in the range of investments you can make. You'll get some very basic, 3 or 4 choices, or you'll get 100 choices. So make sure you're getting what you want there. So the main issue is, look, go in eyes wide open. Don't just roll over into your existing provider's pension. Look at what else is available.
It looks like there's plenty of choice. We've actually got some charts that we might bring up. I think they're actually they're sorted out, or at least divided by balance at the moment. Let's bring up the first one, low balance, approximately $100,000. I mean, it seems like there is a fair degree of choice for people out there to be going through to find out what's right for them.
Absolutely. Well, the beauty of this is low balance is $100,000.
Yeah.
Now, what we've said is that in 3 consumer profiles, the needs of consumers differ a bit. Now, if you're retiring with $100,000, the key issue is don't pay too much, because
Absolutely.
paying too much, that's going to be gone very quickly. So that's the key thing there. But they're not cheap and cheerful. Some of them have very nice features for a low price.
The next bracket, medium balance, $400,000, and then you flick on to the high balance of approximately $750,000.
Yeah. Well, the big difference is when you move up to that 750.
Absolutely.
400 is a gradual thing on the way. When you get to 750, you've got some serious money there, and you've got some serious choices to make. So, one, you've got to make sure that you'll want some interesting investments in that mix. Make sure that you're picking up a fund that gives you interesting investments, some choice to really sort of fine-tune and improve your return. Secondly, your strategy is very critical. Get into the right strategy. Make sure you're really approaching this in the right way. And thirdly, which really means get good advice.
Yeah.
So you really want access to good advice at that point. So 100,000, what's your costs? 750,000. Still watch your costs, but make sure you're getting access to all those other bits and pieces.
Are they widely used? I mean, is there a broad amount of knowledge about these sorts of products?
Look, I think there's a real need for education.
Yeah.
The pensions are actually, the funds are doing a great job in educating and really improving it. But people really are very vague on it. You know, they don't know what an account-based pension is. What they should know, and first and foremost though, is that don't get out of super until you've looked at that option. That's the critical thing. But superannuation is so complex that I just keep saying to people, get advice.
Yeah, I think that's the best piece of advice, absolutely. Steve, really appreciate you joining us. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure, James.